Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. Today you join me with the 2021 BMW 530e Touring. This is going to be a kind of full in-depth tour of the car. I will have kind of a smaller driving portion video on the channel, so if you want to see that, go and check that out on the channel. This one I'm just going to go full detail into as much detail as possible into the car. So without further ado, let's crack on. So as you can see, we have the 530e M Sport Touring. This is the LCI model, which is Life Cycle Impulse, I believe it's called, and we've got the new daytime running lights, which go into the halo lights. We've got that split look, a bit more aggressive looking, a bit more modern looking. And today we're wearing Marina Grey Amber Effect Metallic paint, which in a cloudy March Scottish day was kind of hard to see, but in the sunshine this looks quite good. It's a £900 option, which is one of the few options on this car today. We're also riding on the standard 18-inch double spoke style 662 M-Light alloy wheels. They look alright. I think they look a bit smaller than they are because you've got the diamond cut wheels, and I had a diamond cut at BMW once and all that goes quite nasty after a couple of years on the salty road, so something to consider. The front end doesn't look too bad. They said you can get all that darkened out in chrome, and we do have active vents in between the kidney grille slats, so if you're out in the road and the engine needs more air in to cool it down, those flaps will open up. Out in the countryside this car doesn't look too big, but we'll get to the charging port in a minute. But out in the road it does feel quite big. So the car itself is just under 5 metres in length, 4.9 metres in length and 1.86 metres in width, so pretty big. 1.4 metres tall, 1.49 if you're going to be quite specific about it, but yeah, height wise not too bad, but you do feel the length when you're trying to park it. We'll quite have a quick look at the boot. You do get the double tailgate, which is a nice touch in touring models, and it is electrically powered to open up. The 530e does lose a little bit of boot space to the battery pack. As you can see, you've still got 560 litres, pretty squared off, pretty decent. Got all the mod cons of wee hook for your shopping, charger outlet, bit of storage underneath to keep your parcel shelf. You can fold down the seats, a touch of a button. And BMW have done everything they can to make this as practical and effort-free as possible. Even the parcel shelf comes down electronically. Have a quick look in the back. Just fold this back up. What I do like is you get this little net here that can clip up. So if you've got a dog, that prevents dog jumping over the back seats. We'll jump in the back quickly and you can see we've got some nice ambient lighting. This car doesn't have any privacy glass, so kids won't feel too bad back here. If you're going to go with privacy glass, it might be nice to get the panoramic roof. The ambient lighting gets changed and quite neat looking at night. High quality materials in the front and back, so that's quite a nice touch. And they've continued the map pockets that are kind of airplane style like you got in the F10 BMW 5 Series, which is the predecessor. Again, this one's quite low in options, so you'd have your heated seats and your climate control vents, not vents, sorry, climate control units. You change the temperature if it's higher spec. USB-C charging ports and a little bit of storage there. Sorry, a little power outlet there to plug in other devices. There is plenty of room for two. Now, definitely two teenagers, two adults. The third one, probably best to have that down. You can have your cup holders and drink. But if you did have to carry three, it's not too bad. So it's a little bit neat in here with this transmission hump, but you can make it do for short journeys. I wouldn't go cross country to Europe free in the back. We've also got your child seat points that are easily accessible and cover up with those little bits of plastic, and a little bit of storage inside the door pocket that is lined with the fuzzy stuff and lit as well, so it's not going to rattle around when you're driving. So I'm 5'11", I've got plenty of headroom. I think the Touring helps because it's extended out. Plenty of width, as I said, two adults can fit here back, no bother. Knee room, pretty decent as well. So all round, good for adults in the back. So have a quick jump inside the front of the car. You can quickly greeted with high quality door panel. Again, they've went for kind of stitching pattern at the top there, kind of soft plush. And we've got blue stitching against the black to go together throughout the cabin. It starts off in the door, we've got the handle, and it's carried over into the seats. M Sport sill plate, we've got an M Sport threaded carpet there. This is where your boot release is and your fuel cap. So some BMWs you just push the cap once to get it open. Here you have to push that, and hopefully that will open up like so. Go ahead and jump inside the car. In the front we've got a very clear instrument display. I said it's quite nice, it's got a picture of the car in a very close colour to what the colour of the car is. And sometimes you just get a grey icon. Got a large iDrive system here that's all touchscreen. So if I put in the brake and start up, you'll notice it makes kind of a futuristic sound to let you know the car's on, just because it has got 22 miles of range here in electric mode, and it's just going to use that when you start up, so petrol engine won't kick on. So you probably, if you're not used to hybrid, you'll wonder if it's on or not. You also notice we've got a delete or deletion of the engine start stop button. That's just because it switches between petrol and electric itself, and all the controls if you want full electric are down here. So start off with what's in front of us. We've got the little blue symbol around the BMW logo, and that's throughout the car, on the bonnet, on the wheels, etc. Just to let you know it's kind of part of the BMW i brand with the electrification built into it. We've got a nice leather stitched airbag cover. If you did have a heated steering wheel, you'd have a little button there to let you know it's heated. Cruise control on your left, volume control in your audio command on the right. Flappy paddles, which are kind of rubberised in the back and kind of metallic plastic in the front. Wipers there, twist that for your rear wipers. And on your left you've got your indicator stalk, which gone are the days it used to self-centre. Now it kind of sticks up like a traditional car. Automatic high beam there, and then this little BC button, if you push that in, it'll cycle through that display on the right hand side. So G meter, radio, your gear, your bin, there's your MPG, so we've got 36.5 miles per gallon in this plug-in hybrid. Right hand side here we've got, there's no front fog lights in this car, but you do have rear fog lights. Your light controls will leave it in automatic. You've got your brightness dimmer instrument display for there. Parking lights left and right. Door lock, which BMW for years had it in the centre, they've moved it to the side. And we do have kind of old-fashioned doors that go up and down. You can see the lock itself, like so. And like the back, out the front we've got room for a bottle, room for other wee bits there, but it is lined with the fuzzy stuff, and it does have a little light as well, so it's not going to rattle around because of that kind of fabric in there. In here we've got the latest and greatest iDrive that's shared with the X5, etc. You can control it with the rotary knob, which I do find is quite easy if you're out driving, so your eyes aren't off the road necessarily, you can just scroll through. But if you did want to touch, you can do. Same with the map, you can pinch and zoom. So many features in the car. It does have Apple CarPlay and other options as well, Android Auto as well, and it is full screen, so if you did have it, it would go all the way across. As you can see, Apple CarPlay is a full bid for the screen. You've got your WhatsApp, your music, etc. You've got your music, your WhatsApp, call, all that typical Apple CarPlay stuff, and it is a full screen, so quite responsive, so it doesn't pinch or zoom there. You can put control all through your iDrive controller as well there. I typically just use the BMW system at the moment, but maybe in 5-10 years time when it becomes outdated you might want to use the Apple CarPlay. It is nice to see that we've still got the traditional BMW kind of numbers at the top now. F31 series back in the day, I think 2011 model had this. You run your finger across the numbers and you can assign these for phone, contacts, sat nav, radio station. So I typically would have number 7 set as your home. So when you're driving and you're somewhere, you don't know where you are, how to get home, you can just push that right there and it'll take you home quite quickly. But you can obviously do whatever you want. Traffic report system there, if you want that activated or not. It's also nice to see in 2022 that we still have manual controls for climate. Quite a few cars these days have went for the kind of 2 screens and you have to bury through systems to get climate control. At least here, at a touch of a button, you can get to the temperature you want. I have noticed this car as well has 2 separate fan speeds, so if you wanted to have the passenger at a lower speed than the driver, you can do. as you can sync them up as well if you wanted it at the same speed as well, whatever you want. Heated seats down here. However, I have noticed there's blank buttons either side, so I believe that's probably for the cooled seats on a higher trim car. But again, a wee bit annoying that the black gloss and just sitting there and letting you know that you've not optioned out for a higher spec car. Down below, again, we've got 2 cup holders here. Right now it's got my mask in it. A little bit of storage in here, which you could probably fit your phone, or I have put my phone in. I think if you've got the higher spec again, like the X3, you would get a wireless charging pad in there. But right now it's okay just to keep your wallet. Please note if you're putting your phone or other wallet or whatever in there, and you have a can of juice or a bottle in there, it makes it almost impossible to get in there. And if it's an open cup, you're going to end up risking spilling that over there if you're pulling in, so something to watch out for. Down here you've got all these lovely black gloss buttons, as you can see. We picked up on Friday. 4 days later we've got all these fingerprints, so you're going to have to buy a microfiber cloth if you're going to get one of these cars. We do have sport, hybrid and electric mode, so that's different from your normal BMWs, which is sport, comfort and eco. So electric mode, as you can appreciate, would make the car drive in full electric mode as far as possible. So we've got 22 miles. If you're at a high speed, maybe 50 to 60 miles per hour, it does drain a lot quicker than you'd expect. Keep it in hybrid mode, which is what I do. You get regen braking when you take your foot off the gas. The kind of car slowly comes to a stop, putting a little bit of energy back in the battery pack, which is what I quite like. And if you put it in sports mode, it kicks in that 2-litre petrol engine, and you get extra boost, which is I just like seeing that word, but that really puts in some of the battery power combined with the petrol engine to give you an extra like 40 horsepower for I think 10-20 seconds, something like that. We've got the 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox that we've seen in many BMWs over the years. It's the sole option here in the BMW 5 Series lineup. We've got an automatic parking brake, auto hold, ZI drive controller. We've got this hexagonal print here, which I think it's called aluminium rhombide smoke grey with pearl chrome highlights. I think that's what that's called. I said it's a bit different from just your standard aluminium, but that's nice to see. So you can change the ambient lighting as well. This particular car doesn't have technology packs, so no gesture control or heads-up display or the BMW assistant that talks to you. Hey BMW! Nope. So we've also got a big glove box. Wouldn't be a Cars of Glasgow video without looking into this. We've got the new style BMW owner's manual. I remember the days used to get big, thick, kind of leather bound manuals with your service history. It's all done digitally now, so we've got a little owner's manual if you want to read that. New BMW logo there. It is quite deep and lined with fuzzy stuff and softly damped. The seats themselves aren't too bad, being M Sport. A little bit more aggressive with the bolstering than you might expect, especially if like an SC if you're wanting a more comfortable ride. This is the Dakota leather, which is kind of the vinyl for BMW. You can upgrade it, which I would probably recommend if you're going to be paying over £56,000 for a car, which this starts at, then it might be worthwhile paying a little bit extra and getting a more premium seat, because you get the ones with the nice quilted leather backs there, which really make the car pop, and a lighter colour, because this is all quite dark with the black and the black roof without the sunroof. So again, probably recommend getting you a sunroof or a lighter interior or both. But it is a high quality, electrically adjustable at the side for the bolsters, lumbar support, but it is manually adjustable for quite a few bits as well for in there, for your thigh support, and then to slide the seat forward and back, you pull that lever there as well. Same with the steering wheel, a car of this price, still manually adjustable, but it does go up and down and in and out. I've also got a split interior armrest here, little toy car, USB-C charging port, rubberized, and a little light. I like the fact it's split, so you could have, say your passenger wanted their arm down and you wanted to reach in and get something, you could do that. Right in the centre here, we've got your hazards, and you've got your BMW safety system that you can say all on, all off, or configure, but I just typically leave it all on, because why would you not want your safety systems? So I'm 5'11", I've got plenty of headroom. I said you can obviously adjust the seat any way you want. The seats are nice and comfortable, as I said. There shouldn't be an issue getting comfortable in this car unless you're the Harlem Globetrotters. You might want something like an Escalade instead of a 5 Series Touring, but yeah, it's not too bad in here for family of 4, family of 5, plenty of room to get comfortable. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video on the in-depth review of the BMW 530e Touring. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Cars of Glasgow below, check me out on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Cars of Glasgow, and also make sure you check out the smaller video I made on this 530e if that's what you're interested in as well. And there's plenty of other videos on this channel. And if you live in even Scotland, part of Central Belt, Glasgow, etc., and you've got a cool car you'd like me to film, please get in touch, as I'd be happy to get you on the channel. As always, stay safe, thanks for watching, ciao.